I have come up with a better version of the Earth. I have gone in and added countries, fixed names, and redrawn borders. So, let's begin discussing these changes. Firstly, I have removed France. No need to thank me, but you're welcome. Now, moving a bit down and to the left, I fixed Spain by removing the A, which changes it to spin. So if you'll notice, Ireland looks a bit different, and that's because it's not Ireland. I actually switched to Ireland and Utah, so that Idaho could share a border with Ireland, because they both like potatoes. While we were over at the US, you may notice that California is gone. That's for personal reasons, and I refuse to elaborate. And going back to the swapping thing, I switched Florida and Italy. They basically look the same, you probably wouldn't even notice if I didn't point it out. Now, Africa was a hard one. I sat there trying to figure out what to do for each and every country until I realized what to do. Get rid of them all. Now, Africa is one united country. As an American, it was a real struggle to remember whether Africa was a continent or a country, but now it's both, and I can't get it wrong. Now, if we could go for some Spitfire name changes. China is now West Taiwan, New Zealand is now Old Zealand, Norway is now Spider-Man Norway Home. I removed the T from Britain because they never pronounced it anyways. Turkmenistan is now called Steve, and Kazakhstan is now named Jeff. Paraguay is now Uruguay, and Bolivia is also Uruguay, making there 3 Uruguays. Oh, also I changed Britain's name again, but this time to Brian. I figured I'd just make it a bit more simple. Anyways, I changed Cuba into a cube and named it Cube. I also made North and South Korea East and West Korea by rotating them 90 degrees, and East Korea comes into contact with Japan, making it so Japan is no longer an island. I flipped Australia upside down and forgot to add Indonesia to the map, so let's just pretend I chose to get rid of it. I switched the Panama Canal to go through Venezuela and Colombia. I also made it so Chile just wraps around the entire west coast of South America. I moved Iceland down south, making it a tropical island. And finally, the last thing I did was rename Puerto Rico to Dominican Rico, solely to spite all of my Puerto Rican friends. Anyways, let me know in the comments any of the changes you would have made. The best idea gets pinned.